Hey everybody. Well, as you know by now, Casey Anthony's release date has been changed to Sunday. Um, I feel like today's Thursday. She'll be gone out of there before Sunday. I think they just bought a little extra time so that they could cut her hair, dye her hair, figure out a place where they're going to send her. And see, don't that whole thing just sound funny to you? Where they're going to send her, like they're sending her somewhere. It's the taxpayers that are paying for it. You know, I say unlock the door and let her out. She was found not guilty. That's her freedom that she wanted. Let her have it. Unlock the door and let her out. I don't know why they feel responsible for sending her anywhere. No, I mean, they're talking about now sending her to Puerto Rico because Jose Baez has ties in Puerto Rico. So you better believe they're probably sending her there. Now, they're not just going to cut her hair and dye and send her to Puerto Rico. She's got to have a place to stay. She's got to have food. She's got to have some kind of income. Who's paying for this? Taxpayers. And how long does Orange County want to continue to do that? What about the battered women? They don't pay to send them somewhere and hide them from their husbands and put them in a shelter. And then they can only give you so many days there. But they want to give Casey Anthony a whole new life, a Bella Vita. I guess that's what she's going to get after all. And it's just not fair. It's not fair at all. Our judicial system is screwed up. What about the jurors that sat on this jury? This one woman is 60-some years old and had to leave her job and her home because she feared for her life. She's getting death threats, and she said her co-workers at her job hate her now. She's got death threats. She's had to leave her home and said her husband is devastated, all because she sat on this jury. What is Orange County doing to help her? Are they setting her up somewhere else? Are they finding her other income? Are they going to take care of her until things change? No, but they're going to do it for Casey Anthony. It makes no sense, and it's not fair. Our judicial system is truly screwed up. It's truly screwed up. Laws need to change. Something needs to change. Just like the national debt. They're talking about if they don't come to a decision soon that people on Social Security won't be getting their checks. But you better believe that everybody in Congress and Senate and the White House and all the people up there is going to get their money. They're going to get theirs. Money will still be distributed through the welfare system, so they're going to get theirs. But the people on Social Security that have worked all their life and earned that money are not going to get it. And who are they? They're the senior citizens. They depend on that money. It's not fair. If Congress and Senate and everybody would stop giving themselves pay raises, and we're not talking about the average Joe's pay raise of 25 cents a year. 25 cents an hour, per year, get a raise once a year. We're not talking about that. We're talking about thousands upon thousands of dollars extra a year. It makes no sense. It's ass backwards. Our government just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. It truly does. And it's the taxpayers of Orange County that's going to end up footing the bill for Casey Anthony. How stupid does the government think that people are? The taxpayers are paying for everything for Casey Anthony. And besides them having to pay for her a place to stay and to eat and everything, she's got to have clothes too. Let's not forget that. So, like I said, a Bella Vita. She's finally getting it. Exactly what she wanted. And then they talk about George and Cindy Anthony having death threats. But that they're going to have to get their own private security. Why? They haven't done anything wrong and they're being threatened. Casey Anthony did everything wrong and she's being protected. Ass backwards. But that's their system. And that's the way it goes. There was another thing in the news the other day, and this is ass backwards. This is what I'm saying. They need to change the laws. They just need to change them. There's this one man, and I don't remember what state it's in, but he was arrested, and he's awaiting trial for child pornography. They found a lot of videos of him having sex with minor boys, and he videotaped it. Now, all this proof is on the videotape, but see, he's decided that he wants to represent himself when he goes to trial. He's going to be his own attorney. He wants to represent himself. Well, attorneys have the right to go over the evidence as much as they want. Therefore, this guy is sitting in jail awaiting his trial date for child pornography, and they have to let him go into this room anytime he wants to go in there alone with these tapes and review the evidence. So he goes into this room, they say, and sits in there and watches these tapes all day of him molesting those boys. And they say they have to let him do it because if they don't, since he is representing himself, he's his own attorney, if they don't let him review the evidence, that it could be a mistrial. Now, how stupid is that? He just got around the law and is sitting in there jerking off and laughing at them. And they're sitting back on their thumb saying, there ain't nothing we can do. People, please, put your heads together and think. Who are these higher-ups in these offices? They can't make laws that actually work. It is ridiculous. Everybody in an office almost needs to be voted out and just start over. Start from scratch. Erase everything and start from scratch. Just like when Casey Anthony gets out, open the door and let her out. Why protect her? Open that damn door and let that girl walk on out. That's what you would do with me. If it were me, that's what they did with, who was that girl? Felicia Barnes, I believe was her name. The woman that was murdered, found murdered in a canyon. Because the police said they didn't have anything to hold her on. So they turned her loose in the middle of the night with no money, no car keys, and no cell phone. And said they couldn't hold her. So they put her out in the street and let her go. And she was found raped and murdered. But yet they're going to protect Casey Anthony? Come now. Something has got to change. It's just ridiculous. Somebody's got to come up with some kind of a law that would just okay, look at Lindsay Lohan. How many times has she been placed on house arrest? Because of the fact that there's overcrowding in the jail and there's no room for her. But I'll bet you on a daily basis since they gave her house arrest, they've been arresting people and throwing them in that slammer. There's room for them, but there's no room for Lindsay. If I was one of those people and they put me in there after Lindsay was on house arrest, I would sue. I would tell them, you need to put me on house arrest too. You didn't have any room in here for Lindsay. Some of these officials just make me sick. Anyway, that's my rant and rave for today. And until next time, bye-bye.